Ready?
Hello, and welcome to Rhythm and Pixels, a video game music podcast. This is a podcast where we listen to great video game music from all consoles and all generations. My name is Rob Nichols.
And I'm that dude.
Me and that dude, that's what we do. We listen to great music. I don't know, I think I did the opening different. That's okay. You couldn't tell. You didn't say anything.
I did. I just roll with it.
You just roll with it?
I just go with. I'm a go with the flow kind of guy.
I've had a weird day, man. I went shopping this morning, right? And then I opened my fridge to put everything in, and I had like some produce and stuff. And I have this. I've been making pickles, you know. So I get cucumbers in my garden, and now I'm getting them from the farm.
The pickle man.
And I've got mason jars full of pickles in my fridge. And so I go to put something away, and it just starts to fall out, right?
Oh no!
And so I go to catch it, and it smashes against the fridge and then all over my hand. And so
it was a glass or a pickle cascade?
Glass and pickles all over the fridge, all over the floor, and glass all over my hand. So
did it cut you?
Yeah. It was awful.
Shoot.
So I'm sitting here, I'm like, wait a minute. I wanted these pickles today.
That's your main thought. It wasn't about I just cut myself.
No, the first thing. I stared at my hand for a while because there was a lot of blood, but it was just a bunch of little cuts. Fortunately, no glass got in my hand. But that was a bad thing I was going to tell you about. I was like, it's bad, but it's funny. But it was bad for me, so that was it. It was just
the fact that you're able to talk right now, you're not in the hospital, means that's something we can laugh about.
Oh yeah, totally. We were going to record last night, but I had the server issue.
2 nights. All right. I said it would have been 2 nights ago.
2 nights ago we're going to,
but last night.
And then it was going to be last night, but then I got stuck at work till like 11. I got there at 6 o'clock, and I was there till 11.
But you got it through. You got through it all.
I did. Nothing broke yet. I'm still on it. Still have my job for now.
Yes, and that's the sucky part. Like, I feel like now we're both officially in jobs where there's this concern of like, every week it's like, we need this. And you're like, can I do it and maintain employment? Yeah. Let's find out.
I know. I don't have like a team of people I can help with, or they can help me with it, or know like other experts. Like I have people I can call on, some friends and stuff. I'm looking at you, Ed Wilson. But honestly, it's just.
Has he been able to help you?
No. Well, I mean, I haven't reached out to him, but like he knows his stuff really, really, really good. Him, Justin Schneider. I know. I said his last name correctly this time.
Well, that's right. You'd better, because you might need to call on him. You're like, who's this? Rob Pipples. I don't know who this guy is.
And then, so I was waiting for some things to reboot. I Game That Tune, and the other, another, not the
Bruggerman?
But no, that's Mercado Brothers.
Okay,
so Game That Tune is like, there's like 4 guys, and I think what they do is they try to stump each other by naming that tune, but it's a lot more explicit than our show or any show, honestly. But I don't really know those guys, but they invited me into their Jackbox night, and so I joined.
Did you go?
No, I joined their server just to listen in and watch, so I can just have like some entertainment while I was working. And they was funny. They were really funny guys. So Game That Tune. It's good stuff.
I like the sound of that, because honestly, I wish I could be that funny. People will tell me you're funny, and I'm like, but it's not common funny. It's like, so Purnell says some really weird thing on a whim funny, or I just happened to catch a line that I didn't let go funny, but not.
I know, it's the same way.
Let's talk about pickles.
You can think of something funny at the time, or like a really good dad joke, like in that moment. But
yes.
Before we go on, I should say that next week, which is going to be October 29th, a Thursday, we're going to go for it. I'm going to say it right now. Things are going to go bad, but I'm going to say it right now. Thursday, the 29th, is our next live streamed episode for all of our Patreon members. So if you are
spooking,
it's all spooky, spooktacular show.
Spooky ooky.
So if you are a member of our Patreon at patreon.com/rhythmandpixels at any level, you get access to a monthly live streamed recorded show. And you can send in even if you're not part of our Patreon, you can send in recommendations of the topic. And this topic is going to be some Halloween stuff. So either scary stuff or stuff that makes you think of something scary, or something
monster related,
monster adjacent.
Monster adjacent. It's not a track for a monster. It's for the guy who fights the monsters.
It's a monster related or ghost adjacent. I'm thinking I'm going to challenge you, Purnell, because we have some time.
Oh,
let's write short ghost stories that are like just short ghost stories about.
Oh, I got one for you right now. Once upon a time, there was a young lad who went to college, and he took out student loans that he never paid off.
I was going to say, let's tell ghost stories about each other, but maybe we shouldn't. It's too real.
Because that would literally be one for me. Like, he's still paying them today. Like,
to this day.
But like, honestly, I could try. I mean, I can't make any promises, but it'll be worth a try.
That'd be fun to do, yeah.
Well, honestly, what's probably the real thing would be like, I don't, and then the last minute's like, here's something wacky. Story time. I'll just make something up on the fly.
Even if you just write down some prompts, you know, like just one sentence of like what this could be. I think that'd be fun to do.
I could try that.
Something fun for the show, because we like to put on a little bit of a show for the Patreon show. So that's going to be October 29th. We're going to start it at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, and the links and all of that stream links and all the information is going to be at patreon.com/rhythmandpixels.
I think it's kind of funny that I realized that you told the stories like this was a rough day, and here's why. I think we both just had bad days. Like, this has been a day that has been McGuppoed.
You've been at you were at the garage, right?
Yeah, though honestly, I'll flat out acknowledge that it wasn't 100% of a surprise. Like, I knew it was coming, and I was just trying not to have it happen, especially because I just bought that laptop.
Trying to hold off for a while.
Yeah, like, hey, expensive laptop plus expensive car service. But I went in to get my oil change, and I was like, well, while you're here, just let me know what the status of my tires is, because I know I've been refilling one tire every like week or so with new air, because I'll get in the car one morning and I'm like, your air is very low. You might want to refill that. So I was like, I know something's up. Guy comes like, your tires are dead. Have you ever changed them? And I was like, I don't think I did. I mean, I own the car. I don't think I've ever changed. Like, you need to replace these tires. And I was like, what's the damage? And he was like trying to do the ballparking. I'm like, look, I have a calculator right here. Just tell me how much your tires cost. I can do math. And
just give it to me straight, doctor.
Literally, it's like, just give it to me straight. Tell me what I owe, and I'll make a call. And he's like, tell me per tire. And I'm like, okay. And I did that thing where I'm in the, like, I feel sad about it. Like, I can't imagine. Actually, I'm sure they deal with this all the time. But I was the guy who was like, fine, do it. just beat me over the head with a shovel. Just get it over with.
When it's car stuff, man, especially it's your only car and like you need it to get to work, it's necessary, you know. It just
my mom was like, Pernell, you got my bus pass? And I'm like, more money. So like, I went and got a bus pass for her, and then that too. And then it's like, and then I got home and it's like, here's these board games you ordered a few days ago to try to feel better about the next upcoming days. I'm like, well, crap. But I'm not going to get rid of them because I did want them, and I don't know if I'll ever get to use them. But I was like, maybe if I know I was going to be replacing my tires.
We might have a day where we can make something happen, but it might not be for a couple weeks.
That is true, but not even just that. There's also the fact that even if we did, I still have other games. Like, if anything, when this episode is done, I'm probably going to do that thing where I go and sit in the middle of the floor and just look around. Like, should I get rid of any of this stuff?
Yeah,
because it's hard to even decide. I can't. It's like almost like board games have become like video games to me, where like I am very challenged with getting rid of stuff that I've bonded with. I'm like, even if I don't get to use it anymore, like amiibos, I don't even use amiibos. They serve no purpose for me. And yet I'm like, I can't get rid of these amiibos. They look nice.
Okay, of all the stuff that you're hanging on to, little figurines, no matter what they are, take up so much space.
Exactly.
And there's no way to make it look good in a room. There's no way.
There is, except
you're not doing it.
You have to be picky. There it is. I'm not doing it because technically I can just like, here's 5 of the 92 figures I've got. Just make them look nice standing up in a nice position. They're cool. Like I have Megaton figures that are on my desk right now. They look cool because they're by themselves, and it's just like the Poltergeist, Hathor, and Gabriel, the Archangel. They're just kind of hanging out up there, doing what they do, and they look cool. But if it was like every amiibo I own, that would look like clutter. Like, it wouldn't look cool. It would look like clutter. So it's all about how you arrange them and how you use them.
Do you have anything cool that you'd be willing to get rid of that I could stick in my office?
Right now, probably not. Okay. But if I can think of it, I will let you know. Because again, it's like it's literal attachments for me. Like
our mutual friend Chris Smith gave me some Gundam figures that he salvaged, and he actually like repainted and fixed up. And so I have them sitting in my office, and like this snooty, like financial firm office. You walk past the IT room, and of course, there's like the Gundam, like, yeah.
That's where it's at. But at the end of the day, I'm like, what kind of nerd are you? Like a married nerd? Get out of here.
Yeah, the guy is holding the pieces right now. That's
right.
So let's.
Whoa! Your connection dropped. I don't know how that happened.
Oh man, well, you're just flooded with spam email. I don't know why. what happened?
Don't bite the hand that routes your connection.
Yeah, right. Yeah. All right. So this week is another like telling ghost stories. We're going to be telling a different kind of story.
It's actually kind of funny that we're going with this because like a week or two ago, last weekend wrote in and was like, it's about time you guys did another love story episode.
Yeah,
and my first thought was like, not anytime soon, buddy. But this is close.
Yeah, so a couple years ago, around Valentine's Day, we did the video game love story where I started the love story and then Purnell would finish it and ruin it. It was like the light and the dark side, which I thought was so funny. But this one,
maybe next year too.
Now this one is video game blind dates. So we're going to put video game characters on a blind date situation, and it doesn't have to be a love connection. It could just be totally, maybe they hate each other. Maybe it's just one day. It's just coffee. It's just dinner. It's just, I don't know, going to the zoo. What do people do? I have no idea. Well,
now it is worth noting. He's like, I've been married for so long, but I just lived the life.
Is it like a Zoom call now? Is that all it is? Like, we've Zoom called 6 times, and I put a ring on my Zoom call. I don't know.
The rigor. Now we got a note here because in case it's not apparent by just how we do things, we didn't change our format on the show at all in this regard, which means that I don't know what characters Rob chose.
Right.
He doesn't know what characters I've got. And I can't speak for Rob in this regard, but I have a stable of characters. So every track I have isn't even going to get played on the show today. I just was like, here's a bunch of people that I would like to have options to choose from.
Yeah, and I'm not caring about gender or race or and of course we're talking video games, so it could be any kind of animal or alien or whatever. But I'm just making sure they're of age.
That is true. Like it's funny because I had a couple. Like listener Mike flat out wrote me almost immediately. It was like Little Nemo and Bayonetta. I'm like, nope. No, that's why the rules in place for stuff like that.
Although we didn't even talk about it, and we were like, "No, this is our show. We know what we're doing."
Exactly. Like no dice.
All right, I'm going to start the show off. This is an even numbered episode, right?
I hope so because you got to start.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right, so this is episode 25-2. The video game blind date series.
Woo!
Okay. You didn't want to start it off? You didn't want me?
I didn't want to start. I want to be able to choose.
I know you get to choose the pairings. This happens during anytime when there's a competition too. You're always like, I go second. Right.
It works.
It's like I'll play rock paper scissors, but only if I can throw after you.
Bingo. See, that's the way it works.
But this is not a competition. This is not. I think everyone's going to win. Okay, everyone's going to win.
This is. I don't know. I have one person who might just not bother.
I mean, I didn't spend a lot of thought
to have bad dates.
Honestly, I don't care how it's going to go. We're sending them on these dates, right? Like we're hooking them up.
Oh, they're going. Yeah. Oh, they're going to go.
Okay, okay. All right, ready? This is the theme of Haggar.
Interesting.
Saturday Night Slam Masters for the arcade. This is composed by Masaki Izutani and Setsuo Yamamoto. So here we go. This is the brawling, wrestling mayor of Metro City. All right, you're listening to the theme of Haggar from Saturday Night Slam Masters for the arcade. This is composed by Masaki Izutani and Setsuo Yamamoto. Yeah, what do you think of that one?
I thought it was a slammer of a track.
That is a slamming track. It really is.
But now I'm like, I swear, I want to hear the descriptions that you provide for him, but at the same time, I'm like, man,
all right, okay,
I have the perfect person in mind, but I can't use him.
Older guy, he I would say that some people might find him a little imposing because he's just so big, but I think the mustache softens him. Also, the overalls, but with the one over the shoulder, it shows that he's got a sense of humor,
I can appreciate that.
He's a single dad because his daughter was at one time kidnapped by the Mad Gear. And from what we understand, she's not a member of the Mad Gear. and his policy against the Mad Gear is very, very strong. So he cares very much about his daughter and about his city. Now, he does work a lot because he is the mayor, and he does wrestle, and he does do the crime fighting. So he's a busy guy, but maybe someone who likes kids, maybe someone who is also real sporty, would be into this guy. So this is the dad dating simulator. Was that Dream Daddy? This is Dream Daddy. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's great.
So what do you think, man?
Oh, I think Mayor Haggar is the type of person that deserves to find love in all the right places. So yeah, I am honestly genuinely glad you picked him. I didn't expect you to.
Yeah.
But whoop did
you? So you pick your character, and then we'll decide. Then you describe, and then we'll decide how did they get hooked up?
Okay.
Where are they going?
Well, here we go. Let's see how this plays out. So, and I feel like I picked this track from the show before, but I didn't find it on the site, so I don't care.
Video game characters, like my knowledge of games is old school, so I'm not going to know a whole lot.
Some of mine are fairly retro too.
Okay.
So this person I'm going to choose from a game that everyone knows I love to death, but here we are anyway. Maya Amano from the game Persona 2 Eternal Punishment. And the track title is called Sumaru TV, and it's composed by Kenichi Tsuchiya and Masaki Kurokawa. Welcome back. You're listening to Sumaru TV from the game Persona 2 Eternal Punishment, released on the Sony PlayStation, composed by Kenichi Tsuchiya and Masaki Kurokawa. So, well, the track itself is a banger, but who is Maya? Well, loose knowledge here, from understanding, Maya Amano is a young woman in her mid-20s who is also a reporter, proficient in the firearm arts, and master of her persona. Okay. She loves children. She doesn't have any children of her own, but she is friends with a group of high school students that she has known since they were children. She is a very positive, upbeat young lady. Always looking to the bright side of things, even when things look at their most dire. And that shows in her battle form style too, because even when she's in the middle of combat, she has a way of, keeping things light and being aware of and being empathetic for her opponents if she can tell that things aren't necessarily black and white as good versus evil. I genuinely feel as though Mai is the sort of person that would do great in a relationship because she's already well aware of who she is as a human being. She has so much love to give. She already spreads it out and then some. So why not find love? Why not give more love to someone in a more romantic sense? Maya Amano. I think she would do well with Haggar too, in a sense, because Mayor Haggar is the mayor of Metro City. Metro City, as you know, is very gritty and grimy. If anything, I feel like he's probably inundated with despair and depression on a regular basis.
So you think he could use some positivity in his life. So I'm going to say this. Maya is her name? Mayo?
Yes. Maya.
I think she's probably the age of Haggar's daughter. And I don't, and this needs to be a blind date. I don't think Haggar would have swiped right. I don't think they would have been in the same database looking for each other. So I think a friend, and also she's a reporter, and he's in politics.
That's a good thing in this regard. That's a good match.
I don't know.
She'd be looking for the big scoop that would set the city ablaze in positive.
So like a mutual friend, or maybe like her boss set her up. Like, hey, I know somebody. I know the mayor of this town that is single. He's hot. He has a great mustache.
Especially has a great mustache.
And so he sends her to the town to like get the scoop, and to take this guy out for coffee. And then it turns out that, he's twice her age, but a great man. And I think they hit it off in a very platonic way.
They become good friends.
I think they would be friends. I think he picked a good match. I think they stay in touch. But I think Haggar, he's technically the hero of these games, but he's a violent man. I mean, when he's not, in office,
he's not taking it to the streets.
He's beating up people in the streets. He's a vigilante. He's taking crime into his own hands. And when he's not satisfied, he goes into the ring.
But that's just it, though. Maybe that's why. I mean, he lives in Metro City is a dump. Pardon me, sorry, Haggar, but it's a dump. Like, he's got pent-up frustration on top of frustration because he's surrounded by grit and grind. Maybe what he needs is a let's be positive person in his life to shine some light on the things in his life that could, spark a little bit of joy for him.
I think it could be a positive experience, but I have a feeling that Haggar would talk to this person in a very paternal way, and I don't think she would appreciate that.
Intriguing.
And I think she would be very critical of his policy of Metro City to not have any police, but just 3 buff dudes beating up punks.
I don't know. I mean, her and her friends pretty much are the law in Sumaru City too, because they literally are like the force-stopping Joker and the rumor army using guns, weaponry, and personas that they can summon. One of her friends uses a guitar case with a M7 to M15 in it. Like, that's the weapon that the person uses. She gets down and dirty.
All right.
She's a positive lady, but when she has to get gritty, she can get gritty.
All right. Well, maybe they would be a bit of a pair then.
They're united in the sense of justice.
Yeah, united in justice, and they would talk about that a lot. I think they would be very have some not heated, but like very spirited discussions about these things. All right. So okay, this next one, I don't know so much about this person. I mean, I know enough. I don't know so much about putting this person on a date. I don't know if it's a great idea, but I love this music. And that's good enough for me right now. This is the theme of Morrigan from Marvel vs. Capcom for the arcade.
Ooh.
This tune is super sweet. This is by Masato Kouda and Yuko Takehara. Ooh, this is the theme of Morrigan from Marvel vs. Capcom for the arcade, composed by Masato Kouda and Yuko Takehara. Oh man, I love this tune, man. This tune is it's just so smooth. It's got that 90s kind of techno vibe going on. And then like that little synth hit at the beginning always reminds me of Streets of Rage 2. That it's awesome. That's the part that goes
I did like that, but like I'm actually more so curious about the fact that you picked Morrigan.
I know, right?
This is Morrigan, yes.
Yeah, this is Morrigan from Darkstalkers and Vampire Savior.
She's a succubus.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm not saying it's a good idea for her to go dating, right? I think she's also really old. She was born in 1678.
Oh man, she's still a spring chicken. She's a spring cockatrice.
But yeah, she's got terrible dark powers, and she's a fighter.
She's got a lovely sense of humor. And
for some reason, she fights Mega Man and Wolverine all at once.
But she can take them. She's a brawler.
She can take them down. So I'm thinking this is who we got to work with here. So maybe she accidentally met somebody, you know, and they were like, "Hey, did you want to go out?" And she was like, "Yeah, okay."
Why not?
Are you sure?
The funny thing is, I actually do have a perfect person for this, just by sheer coincidence, and I'm okay with that. So, I'm going to choose to pair Morrigan up with Simon Belmont from Castlevania 1. The song choice is Wicked Child, composed by Satoe, Terashima, and Kinuyo Yamashita. Welcome back. You are listening to Wicked Child from the game Castlevania 1 on the NES, composed by Satoe, Terashima, and Kinuyo Yamashita. So, Simon Belmont.
Yeah.
I feel as though would make an excellent pairing for Morrigan.
Was that Simon in the first one?
It was Simon. Oh. Trevor was the third game, but Simon was the first and second
one. Okay, I always get that mixed up. Trevor and Simon.
Oh yeah, Trevor was it's like great grandpa. I don't know. The history of Castlevania is bonkers. There's so many dark Belmonts, and Dracula won't stay dead, but that is what it is. While it's hard to believe per se if Simon would straight up date a demon by default, I do know that Morrigan is capable and likely would go out in her casual garments.
Okay,
like she would not be like popped up full demon.
All right, Morrigan was from the 1600s, right? Simon Belmont, born in the 1600s.
Yeah, was he?
Yeah. According to his official fandom wiki.
I didn't even know that, but there it is.
This is not a modern pairing. This is back in the time. Maybe they were both disguising themselves.
Or even, I could see it even being something crazy like how they met would have been akin to, like, well, we're doing blind dates, but in the event that it wasn't a blind date, it'd been interesting if they actually ended up meeting while Simon Belmont was like actually on a mission to
What can we say? Can we say this music? I think this is my favorite track from this game because it's got so many movements. There's like 4 different parts to this song.
It is one of the best. Like Castlevania 1, I have trouble going back to it compared to, like, say, Castlevania 3, but the music in Castlevania 1 is superb across the board.
I will say this music sounds like someone's running away. So...
No, trust me, Simon ain't running from Morrigan. Morrigan, if anything, he's like, yes, this is an excellent parent. She's elegant. She knows she's good with conversation.
Yeah, she was born into nobility. That's true.
Yes. Yeah, see? Like, if anything, I genuinely feel like the only real issue they could ever actually have is just the fact that he's a demon slayer or vampire killer, and she's a succubus, which he has fought in his games.
So this isn't meant to last.
It could. She's noble. Remember, she's a noble succubus. She's not traditional flock.
She's a succubus. He's a demon slayer.
Yeah, but it could work. I mean, crazier pairings have happened over like media.
But I mean, as far as this goes, you think maybe like in a blind date situation, like who put them on the blind date? Well,
obviously Dracula as a trap.
Dracula set them up.
That would be
business listening to Dracula.
First of all, that would be a total like crappy Captain N plot. Like if you took the Captain N version of Dracula and the Captain N version of Simon Belmont. Morrigan never was on that show, but we can also assume we can take the Morrigan from the Darksiders cartoon and be like, hey, here's a plot. How about I match these two
lasted long enough to run alongside the series of the Darkstalkers American cartoon, there would have been a crossover.
Oh, for sure.
For sure there would have been. So are you saying it's the Simon Belmont from Captain N that we're talking about here?
Not an overall, but just as a joke in the sense of like why that would happen. But I think overall, I feel like the way they would actually meet up would be just crossing paths. Like he'd be going to a town to purge it of an evil entity that just took over the town, and Morrigan might happen to be there because maybe she's looking for Lilith, who she heard was in that town. And
I would say,
sure enough, they cross paths.
Simon Belmont would probably not stop talking about his job. He'd be like, I'm here looking for demons. Dracula might be around. Have you seen any Draculas? But Morrigan would she'd be like, she would be hiding herself. So she would.
You also gotta keep in mind she could even go the extra mile to utilize his services to help her beat the crap out of Dimitri.
Yeah, she would use him.
She does not like Dmitry Maximoff. So
yeah, she would use him, and then she would leave him.
Or she'd drain him. Or she's a succubus.
Yeah. I mean, we don't see Simon in any other future games, right?
True. But then again, I don't want to put that on Morrigan either, because again, I feel like across from what I remember for her about media, she was generally...
You're too trusting.
She was fairly normal. That is true. She might drain me. I don't know. But like, she's a noble succubus in a sense where I feel like if they actually formed a bond, she wouldn't turn on him like that. She would use him to take out Dimitri, yes. But I don't think she'd turn on him if they actually were able to form a genuine connection.
Yeah. All right, so these are our last two picks.
All right, and this time I'm choosing this first. I want to lead this off.
You're going to choose. I don't have a list of characters, so
that'll just make this funnier because if you're in a corner, you're like, "Well, I'm picking Rando McGee."
You are going to get Rando McGee. So,
well, I'm primarily picking this character because I want to hear this track on the show. So, I'm choosing White Bomber from the game Super Bomberman R, specifically because in that game they gave them personalities. And the track is titled Elegant Dream, and it is composed by the Konami Kukuhea team, which is funny enough, the same two people from the same 1986 video game, plus one more, Miki Higashino.
Oh, right. Oh, Miki Higashino. All right, so we got some classics on this track. All right. Mm-hmm. Oh, and Elegant Dream is the boss music. That does not bode well for now.
Well, it does. It's specific boss music, not all of them.
All right.
Welcome back. You're listening to Elegant Dream, aka the boss theme track for Karaoke Bomber from the game Super Bomberman R, composed by Miki Higashino, Satoe, Terashima, and Kinuyo Yamashita of the Konami Kukuhea Club. And this is the track that I am choosing to slap on the show to represent my bachelor, White Bomber. So, who is White Bomber exactly? Well, the context that the game gives him is that he is the leader of the Bomberman team. It's a group of brothers and sisters of various colors because that's how Bomberman has always been. And White Bomber, as their leader, deals with a lot of nonsense. They stress him the heck out because they're all a variety of wacky, crazy personalities. And he is the one, he's like the Leonardo of the group, as in like he's kind of dry but mellow, with a deep sense of justice and love for his brothers and sisters. And to be quite frank, I feel like this guy could totally use a break from his family relations and his work as a hero and settle down for a nice dating outing with a nice young lady just to kind of relax and just, enjoy life for a little bit before having to go after the bugger army again.
Okay, that's great. So he is going to be going out with Sonic the Hedgehog.
Well, this is a trap.
This
will be a trip.
But this is the Mystic Cave Zone 2-player version.
Ooh.
You and I both choosing music over characters.
I like White Bomber too, but
yeah. So from Sonic the Hedgehog 2, this is the Mystic Cave Zone, the 2-player version, which is the versus mode from Sonic 2. For the Sega Genesis, composed by Masato Nakamura. All right, you're listening to the Mystic Cave Zone, the 2-player version from Sonic the Hedgehog 2 for the Sega Genesis, composed by Masato Nakamura. Man, this track, it takes the original and just kind of funks it up a little bit. Adds a little stank to it. You know?
I don't know. I have trouble picturing the addition of stank. Maybe they just changed the stank because the original got pretty burn. But if anything, I feel like this one just lightens the track up a bit, adds a little bit of levity to it.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Oh, it's a good one for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just really, really fun, you know. So Sonic the Hedgehog, you know, young hedgehog. He likes junk food very much.
Chili dog.
He is obsessed with animals, loves
and
animals.
Rings.
And yeah, he loves animals and he loves gold rings. But
yeah, for gold.
But I mean, like, he's always saving little animals, and his best friend is a small animal with 2 tails.
It's true, they are best friends.
I'm assuming they're best friends. I mean,
no, they're best friends, or at least if he's not, he would hurt Tails' feelings. So they better be best friends.
Because he's Tails' best friend, and Tails is like, Sonic's like, my best friend is a Shadow. Never be Tails. I mean, come on, Shadow. The cool guy, Shadow.
He's got that dark aura about him. Makes him so cool. Cripes.
All right, so the white bomber from Super Bomberman R meets up with Sonic the Hedgehog somehow.
I'm trying to think of how that would play out too, because I feel like if it was a blind date, they would have had them paired up, and I almost feel like it would have been
someone was like, you know what, you probably should talk to this person.
I'm trying to think of who though. Would it be Knuckles?
How does Knuckles know the bomber? Also, like, that's kind of like sinister.
Knuckles is in Demolitions.
Okay. So maybe they could have been, the bomber team could have been doing a mission on planet Mobius, and while they were there, Knuckles came across him because he was dropping bombs around the mystic temple that houses the Master Emerald, and after dialogue with White Bomber, because it was clearly a misunderstanding, as Knuckles was ready to defend the temple and defend the Master Emerald, and White Bomber's like, no, the Bugger Army is illegally mining here, and we're just here to put a stop to it. Back off, bro. We both dig the justice vibe, right? And then Knuckles was like, you seem a little high-strung and tense. I know a guy, and I need to get him off my back. So how about I pair you up with him, and he'll leave me the heck alone for a while. Okay, so Knuckles knows. Knuckles knows that Sonic eats nothing but junk food and probably has terrible table manners. So he's not setting them up at like a restaurant, right?
That is, he probably just. Where would he set them up at then if it wasn't a restaurant?
A class, like a small engine workshop class, like adult education.
Small engines. How to repair your spaceship or motor.
He signs
a car. He outruns cars.
He signs it both up for
Sonic Racing.
Adult education, continuation, a small engine workshop. They could both use
I guess Sonic got tired of spending so many rings to repair his transformed car.
How do you think it went?
Well, I don't know.
Hard to say with this one.
Well, the thing about it is, like, I know Sonic has that random thing going with Amy, and that she loves him, and he won't acknowledge that he loves her. So he does that thing where he's like, I'm too cool to tell a girl I think he does. It's been confirmed in the show for the most part. He loves her. He just won't commit to it. He can't admit it. He's like, but if something happened to Amy or someone hurt Amy, he'd break their knuckles. Even if it was because of Knuckles.
Oh man. So Sonic's like emotionally stunted somehow?
Yes, absolutely. He's got that young kid vibe where he's like, I'm too cool.
Yeah, no, he needs somebody to get him out of that shell.
And maybe White Bomber would do just the trick to talk him into, convince him, like, you gotta be more true to your feelings, Sonic. We spend our lives fighting evil all the time. We never really take time for ourselves. Our lives are all about justice and defending the little guy. That has to weigh on us a bit. And I think you're doing a disservice to yourself by focusing on archetypes to confirm yourself as being this cool individual. Why not just be Sonic?
And if it doesn't work out, the White Bomber can put down a bomb under his chair and walk 6 spaces away.
I gotta go to the bathroom, which happens to be 7 spaces
far
away.
Enough.
But then Sonic can outrun the blast. And then at that point, now they're enemies again.
Sonic learns that the White Bomber is a bomber and blows things.
But he's
up.
a bomber for justice. He's a justice bomber.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I think in my mind, I think of Sonic the Hedgehog as like Waka from Final Fantasy X, where he thinks that all technology is from like Satan, or is all demonic.
I think the combination of gunpowder and fire is evil.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's too much. It's too much. Anyway, let's move on. All right, so we're gonna turn this track down, and we're gonna get into the part of the show we call the bonus round.
Bonus round for 2.
All right, the bonus round is where we play covers and remixes and arrangements on our theme. And this week, well, I guess I'm starting. No, you're going first, right? I go second.
Nope. It's you. I only have one bonus round picked for this episode, so it should be very interesting.
All right, so here we go. From Mega Man 3, this is Snake Man, as arranged by the Super Guitar Brothers.
Okay.
That was Snake Man from Mega Man 3, as arranged by the Super... Bless you.
Thank you.
As arranged by the Super Guitar Brothers. Yeah, I could tell you were holding that in. You were like...
I was like, whoa, no, can't do it. Bam.
We got Snake Man. He a robot created by Dr. Wily. Dr. Wily.
Dr. Wily.
Where, as opposed to Mega Man 2 or Mega Man 1, where the robots were really created to help mankind and then kind of reprogrammed to destroy mankind. These were created to destroy the one and only Mega Man.
Were they? Like specifically to kill Mega Man? I'm trying to remember the plot of the first game. I know it was one of those ones where they did the whole Dr. Wily's turned good, and they need to work together to find the parts of the super peace robot. And then after that, I was like, turns out Dr. Wily was evil. Big shock.
I'm gonna say Snake Man though is he likes to wear disguises. You know, he's a snake in the grass kind of guy. That means anything, but he's a Snake Man. So he's really into family. He has eight robot brothers, right?
8 robot brothers.
He has 8 robot brothers. Yeah,
like 7
or 7. How many robot masters are there?
8 per game.
8. Okay, so he's got 7 robot brothers who are also robot masters, and so he's really into family. And so maybe another robot or another character would find that interesting.
I love how you said another robot or another character. Like, what I'm about to say, because you're not getting a robot. You ain't getting no robots. So my bonus round mystery date is Chiaki Nanami from the game Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair. And this track is the Ekoroshia cover by Ferdk. Welcome back. You're listening to the Ekoroshia cover from the game Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair, covered by Ferdk. And this is my submission for my date pairing, Chiaki Nanami. Why did I choose this person as the bonus round covers? Because she's freaking awesome. And honestly, she's a great freaking character. Who is Chiaki Nanami? I'll
say that this I feel like this track, at least this arrangement, like really matches the Snake Man theme. Like I feel like they have like similarities.
Very guitar heavy.
Yeah.
It's so good.
But that's not why you picked it.
Well, no, I did, but it's like one of the things like when I chose a character, it's like I gotta find a track for this character. And of all the ones I came across from Danganronpa 2, this was the one that stood out the most to me. So I definitely chose it, but Chiaki was the star of the show. So Chiaki is a student at Hope's Peak Academy. She is the ultimate gamer. That is her I guess I can't remember what they even call them because they're just goofy. Like they're super talents.
Okay.
So she's the ultimate gamer, which means she's pretty much the best at every game. She loves Double Dragon. She loves pretty much any game you can name it, throw at her. Like she has her preferences, of course, but she'll play anything for the win. Okay. She cares a lot for her classmates and her friends. There's a narrative element there I won't spoil per se, but ultimately,
be general about it. Yeah,
she brings all of her classmates together in a way that few others could. How would a person be able to make so many extraordinary, exceptional students work together as a team and become friends? well, that's just part of what makes her so special, that she couldn't even do that. Also, I think it'd be kind of cool that, given the fact she's this kind of person, I think the idea of her dating a video game character would be quite appealing to her.
Yeah, there we go. So we'll go a little meta, right? Then, she's actually dating Snake Man from Mega Man. You know, somehow that happens, right? There's some kind of dimensional portal, or maybe this is maybe this is some
spoilers, or it could be some spoilers.
every night she is playing the Snake Man stage over and over again because she is just fascinated by Snake Man.
I'll just say that from spoiler, Tim, I was going into the hows or whys. There is a way that this could actually happen in the Danganronpa universe. So, they met there. And as a result, they were able to properly connect and form a bond in a sense that allowed them to actually interact with each other and learn what makes each other tick. And who knows, maybe in their interaction, she'd even help Snake Man overcome his need to work for Dr. Wily, because even though they're programmed to do certain things, she's
if this even develops into something long term,
they can be friends even.
This is just one day. This is one day.
One day. But let's be real. Snake Man ain't turning down Chiaki Nanami.
She had no idea. She had no idea that she was going to be meeting up with Snake Man for the day.
Snake Man ain't turning down Chiaki Nanami. Right?
Okay.
Ain't gonna happen.
All right. So she's after him. She's after him.
She's going for the win, and Snake Man ain't got nothing to run to because he ain't leaving.
Okay. Well, I think Purnell, he said this is how it's gonna be.
This is how it's gonna be. Snake Man's gonna like it.
You know what? And I'm not gonna argue because I love that we created some real memories here today, Purnell.
This is such a cool and weird topic, but I love it.
Yeah, so for more information on the bonus round, go to rhythmandpixels.com. We're going to have links to these artists' Bandcamps and SoundClouds and iTunes links everywhere where you can buy this music and support the artists. All right, thanks for listening to... Wow, this is an insane track, Purnell. Thanks for listening to Rhythm and Pixels, episode 25-2. This is our video game blind date series of songs.
Honestly, because I could see this happening again. I feel like we're coming up with some weird topics just this month.
I've never heard of Amagon for the NES before.
Amagon is another example of Woolworth bargain bin purchases that became fond Purnell memories.
It absolutely looks like a bargain bin game.
But it was fun somehow. I completed this game. Oh. And he was one of the people that I chose as one of the bachelors for my side of the fence. In fact, I'm going to name off all the bachelors and bachelorettes I had chosen for the show.
So this is honorable mentions.
Yes, we had Amagon from the game Amagon.
Okay.
Leah from Crosscode, Flan from Disgaea.
Leah from Crosscode would have been great because she can only speak 4 words.
Hey, she's learning and growing. She would have been a hilarious but fantastic contender. I can promise you that. I would have told quite a story for her. You got Flan from Disgaea, Jimmy, but not Billy Lee from Double Dragon 2, Rad Spencer from Bionic Commando, the Dark Queen from Battletoads and Battle Maniacs.
Oh, okay, that would have been a good pairing with Morrigan.
Yeah, maybe, but
I like the Simon Belmont.
Simon Belmont was perfect. And Kirby from Kirby Triple Deluxe.
Oh, that would have been cute. All right,
Kirby would have been the wild card too. I was waiting to see what you would throw at me because, as you may or may not know, we don't know. Kirby is everything. Kirby is amorphous.
Kirby is love. I think
exactly.
And hate and fear.
No. There is no hate in Kirby.
Hunger.
Kirby is pure love and kindness and hunger.
Okay.
An unending hunger.
Well, this has been the video game blind dates. And if you like wacky topics such as this, where wacky topics combined with great music and silly stories, then check out some of our other episodes. We have some really silly ones out there. A couple of years ago was the video game love story, which I thought was really funny. And if you want to hear more, or if you have any topic suggestions, or if you have any ideas for future topics, even if it's like more nerdy type stuff, like I want to hear stuff with more arpeggio effect. Purnell.
If I was better with arpeggio effects, that would be a whole topic for the show, the arpeggio effect.
If you want more of that. Anyway, if you have any ideas or even track suggestions, please send us an email to our email address.
rhythmandpixels@hotmail.com.
And if you want to see a full track listing from this episode and all the episodes and access to every episode, I believe our feed only goes back about 150. I have plans to create a separate feed that's like a classic Rhythm and Pixels, but it's
that's a cool idea.
As we're kind of at that point now. But anyway, you get access to all that stuff at our website.
rhythmandpixels.com.
.com. Because check us out on social media. Facebook, Twitter. Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all those places. It's Rhythm and Pixels. Check us out on YouTube, youtube.com/rhythmandpixels. We have all of our episodes uploaded there, and you get access you can also check out our 24/7 music live stream of nothing but 8-bit and 16-bit classics and deep cuts. I just did an upgrade to the server, and I'm really proud of the music that's playing on it. We also have give little shout-outs on the radio station to special Patreon members. So if you'd like to support the show, go to patreon.com/rhythmandpixels. At every donation level, you get access to weekly prequel episodes of me and Purnell just chatting, catching up with the news of the week. Sometimes it's
being real.
Yeah, it's a little more real. That's okay, so it gets a little more explicit.
So admittedly, got to confirm, though, we're not false either on the show proper.
No, this is who we are, but we are not going to discuss certain things that we would normally, that if we were just hanging out. So it's more like just like me and Purnell hanging out. The video game talk is on the show and that kind of thing. But yeah, you get access to that. You get access to a monthly live streamed recording or live streamed episode recording once a month. I can't talk anymore. I don't know what's going on. And then at the higher levels, you also can get shout outs on the radio stream, which is pretty cool. On rotation, like every 10 or 15 songs. You can even record your own little hello, heavily edited by Purnell and myself on the radio station.
No swearing.
But you can definitely be on there. And we also like to give shout-outs to our Patreon members at the end of every episode. So we like to thank Frankly Zappa, That Nick Walker, The Last Rican, Mike Myers, a new Patreon member but longtime listener, Matt's Tapper Humpfist, Michael Jennings, also a new Patreon member, Davey Cakes, Justin Schneider from XVGM Radio, Sonic Medley.
I think Frankly Zappa was a new one too.
Yeah, he new a couple weeks ago, so pretty new. Sonic Medley, Taco, Harold Howard, David Taylor, Reinhard Selkova, Andreas Milberg, Dan Loughton, Sleepy S'more, Steve Miller, The Autistic Gamer 89, Cameron Worma, Christopher Shenstrom, Bobby Arson from One Up Funk, Wicked Sephiroth, Carlos, Kung Fu Carlito from the Heroes 3 podcast, Michael Bridgewater from the Forever Sound Version podcast, and Brian Pitt. So thank you all for your continued support of our little program. We enjoy making it, but seeing your names and many others every week is really, really motivating.
It's very appreciated. And honestly, even though you obviously don't have to be a patron to communicate and socialize with us, freaking communicate and socialize with us, because it's fun to talk and gab and be stupid.
Yeah, check out, we have a Discord server. You can check that out on our website. And we also chat a lot on Facebook and Twitter. And you can just reach out to us. We do like to talk. We don't respond always right away, but we definitely will. And if you want to support the show and you don't want to send any money or you don't feel like you don't have to. You just tell people about the show. The holidays are coming up. You can bring USB sticks to all of your family members. And
wrap a box and just put a piece of paper that says Rhythm and Pixels in it.
Yeah. On each
easy
piece,
peasy.
Each USB stick contains malware that installs images of Rob and Purnell on your.
And don't forget, Halloween's coming too. In the event that you end up doing like socially distanced trick or treating, there's nothing stopping you from wrapping candy with Rhythm and Pixels paper.
Yeah, or if you're stumped for a costume, you can dress up as Purnell or as Rob.
Yes, or some weird garbage pill kid-like amalgamation.
Yeah, like a weird mashup. Like, oh, can you imagine if it was you? If like you wearing glasses.
Oh my god!
Or like me wearing a button-down shirt.
The craziness here!
The mashups are insane.
Sneakers even? My god!
And we both have big feet. Anyway, thanks for listening to our show, Rhythm and Pixels. My name is Rob Nichols.
And I'm Pernell.
Thank you very much for listening, and have a safe week.
And remember, we live in a crazy, tumultuous world where all of us are actually dealing with our own shares of headaches, hiccups, trials, and tribulations. And it is a bit of... I can't speak for everybody, but I know there's a lot of people out there, including myself, who have a hard time sometimes asking for help or assistance in dealing with any particular problems they may be facing. What that means is that it doesn't hurt to verbally just kind of let friends know here and there, that if you need anything, I got your back. I'm here for you, and don't feel bad about needing to ask for help, because you never know when that person may actually end up needing the help, and it will be good for them to actually have it in their head to know someone's got my back and I can use that help. Because I don't know, sometimes it just comes, it can lead to helping people in situations that, and preventing them from dealing with some really negative things. So just be open, available to your friends.
And we're available too, honestly.
You're here to that.
Let us know. We're here for you. If you need somebody, if you need anybody, and sometimes it helps to talk to strangers more than people you know.
This is true.
Yeah, we're strangers right here.
We are strangers to friends. So do I.
Why can't we be strangers? Why can't we?